Good morning. I had did a video and I'm gonna, I had to, redo the video, man. But I pretty much, I had to erase it, man. I had said something in the video and I don't feel like editing it and all that stuff, man. So I took it, I just erased it, man. But I want to start off this morning. Rest in peace, man, to Jerry Bean Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant's dad passed away. Sad day for the Bryant family. My condolences to his family, and rest in peace to the brother, man. But anyways, I was talking about Team USA in the video that I erased, so I'm gonna just start it all over. And so Team USA, they say this is the greatest things. This could be one of the greatest teams ever assembled. But you guys out here struggling with, these foreign teams. Dream Team they were beating these teams by 40, 50, 60. Like, come on, man. That shit wasn't competitive. These games shouldn't be competitive. I don't care who's hurt. We sent our best out there, probably besides Jaylen Brown. And there's no Maxey out there. I don't think Maxey's on the team, but we got enough firepower on that team. Why are we struggling? Our guard play we should be cooking at guard, because you got Drew Holiday, you got Steph Curry, LeBron, you got, we should be killing on the wing play, because you got AD, Joel Embiid, even though he's not 100%, but still, man, you got Jason Tatum, you got kid Derek White. So, what's the problem? Why are we struggling, man? The Dean team, I don't remember them struggling like this. I don't care if it's if it's practice games or whatever. Every team should be destroyed, man, so that their mindset understands that we're on a different level than you guys. Kobe had to come back to save y'all, because I was embarrassing the United States, man. And you had Brian Windhorst trying to sugarcoat it this morning, this is a great team, and, we really like what we're seeing, but yeah, they can't give up that much points in the paint. Jokic was there, and he's just watching, and, fam, listen, we know that the world has gotten better in ball, because we're drafting #1 and #2 picks from overseas. Overseas players have won MVP, 4 out of, the last 4 or 5 years. We still have LeBron, who's supposed to be, playing at this high level, one of the greatest to ever do it. We still have Kevin Durant, even though he's injured right now. I don't think he played. You got Anthony Davis, who's supposed to be the best player on the Lakers. You got Steph Curry, greatest shooter we ever seen. You got Joel Embiid, hurt or not. In the playoffs, he was putting up 40, 50-point games. So, you're talking about the NBA, right? Greatest players in the world. Now y'all is struggling. If they lose, they're gonna get cooked, man. They can't lose one game, man. There's no, and you don't fuck around and lose a game, man. You're gonna get air fried, man. You don't lose a game, man. You gotta come back with gold. The women don't play around. Women be embarrassing teams. The volleyball women embarrass teams. When they had Misty May and Kerry Washington going out there. And I watched the women's baseball shit. They was embarrassing these teams, man. Like, come on. Shouldn't be losing, man. Or shouldn't even be struggling with these teams, man. Like, you blow them teams. The amount of athleticism we got on that court, they should be beating teams by at least 20. At least 15, 20 points, man. Game shouldn't even be competitive, man. And once Durant come back, these games should be competitive. You know, because you got too much shooting out there. You know, and you know what I'm saying, you got Anthony Davis in that post, and Embiid in that post. You know, I don't wanna hear nothing, no excuses, man. They better not lose, not one game, man. Talking about this could be better than June. You gotta be out of your fucking mind, man. Them games aren't even competitive, man. I don't give a fuck what era you put them in. These are transitional players. Clyde Drexler, Barkley, Malone, Stockton. Even though Stockton probably should have been on the team, should have been Isaiah, but you still got Stockton out there. Just that alone, man. David Robinson, Ewing, Jordan, Magic, Pippen, Bird. You out your fucking mind, man? Like, come on, man. Anyway, man. I was talking to my cousin, and we were talking about, this was something I was talking about earlier. And there was the sensitivity of, you know, today's generation, and even some of us older brothers, man, that are sensitive, man. You can't tell nobody nothing these days, man. And like I was talking about babysitter, how it ties into this, because I was like, you know, we were talking about, you know, current events. Sometimes me and her, she's an older lady, we talk about current events, things like that. And she, you know, I was telling her, she's a school teacher. She used to be a school teacher, and I was like, my grandma was a school teacher, and you know, I remember when I was a bad kid, my mom whipped my ass in that principal office. The principal sat there and watched it, and was like, yeah. I remember watching my friends get their ass beat in class by their moms. Moms had to come on work to come in school, or come out of her house, whatever, the comfort or whatever she was doing. Because you acting up, you was getting the ass whooping, man. I remember me personally wearing a dunce cap all day long, standing in the corner facing the wall in school. In today's society, that sounds harsh. Back then, that shit was, you know, the dunce cap shit was more of a, it wasn't a joke, but you was a bad kid, and you had to do shit like that, you know. But these kids now, you say anything to them, I'll call ACS, or they'll run away. They don't, you know, we've coddled these kids and made laws. You smack your kid up in public, you're going to jail for abuse. So now there's no accountability for these kids, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some parents, they raise their kids from scratch. You know, they don't really got to do too much. You know, but you know, usually that's coming from a 2-household family. But at the same time, it's like, you know, your kids are out of order. You need to be able to discipline them, because what's happening is transition into today's society, where you can't tell them about anything. You're a hater, you're this, you're that. Every time you go against these guys and what they don't like, you're a hater, you're anti this. And it's like, damn, I just gave an opinion on something that I feel is right. Why I gotta be anti this or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, this society we live in. This is it. You know what I mean? Like, you say LeBron ain't the GOAT. They ready to kill you. They ready to tell you can't come to LA no more. You know, these guys are ready to, you know, get on the next plane, come to New York just to see, like, what the fuck? We just talking sports. One, and that's why I said in my last video, I don't dislike people, because when you say hate is a strong word. You know, hate means you dislike somebody to the point of, you know, you want to see things done to them. You never want to see them anything like happy. You always want to see them miserable. You want to see everything go wrong for that person, even if it's them getting harmed. And that's not the case. I don't think like we, Ticket TV, you know, Kwame Brown, and the rest of the the rest of the gentlemen that really cooked LeBron, Casino for life, think they hate, LeBron James. We just, like Ticket said, and like I've been saying for years, we don't like the antics that come with LeBron James. Coaches getting fired, trading on his teammates, throwing teammates under the bus, him not really standing up for his coaches or teammates, because see, all of this would have been nipped in the bud if you were vocally standing up for your teammates and saying, hey, look, man, that's my guy. I trust and believe in him, and I think, whatever he's going through, it'll get better or whatever. We stick together as a team. There's no, what I'm saying? Like, we never heard him come out and defend his coaches, his players, none of that. So when we talking, we just speaking about basketball. Just talking his impact on sports. So I'm a little tired, man. So that's all we talking, just his impact on sports, man. It's nothing personal. I don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure that man loves his family. He might be a great father, but when we cooking him about his son, he put his son in that position by saying he's better than half the league. So now you got to go out there and prove it. And, because his son is not proving it, we cooking him. And, because he's getting cooked, you got people that, take it easy on him. You didn't take it easy on Kobe. People forget. She was talking to my cousin about it. People forget when Kobe was playing with Shaq, he was only 17 when he came to the league. When he was winning his first championship, he was, 20, 21? And he had to turn it up. Remember, Shaq fouled out on the road in Indiana, and Kobe had to take over the game and take him to overtime to win. We forget about that, right? When he was a young kid, when he shot air balls and bricks, they was cooking him. Oh, you will never be Michael Jordan. They was frying Kobe. When Shaq left, they was cooking Kobe, and he couldn't even make the playoffs or shit. Kevin Garnett, he had to go through the growing pains. Came out of high school. Kwame Brown. Y'all already know what they did to that man. They crucified him, man. Eddie Curry. Who else they crucified, man? You know what I'm saying? Jamarcus Russell from the football. Yeah, they crucify guys, man. Call them all type of names. Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? But we just gonna stick with the kids, man. That just come out of college, that are young kids. Like, I think his name is Russell. That kid, Russell. They didn't have no sympathy for him. So, and this is the sensitivity part. Like, when you look at, cause we was talking about, me and my family was talking about, the Cam May situation with Jay Prince, and how we were like, Jay Prince, he should have. To me, that was a teachable moment for him to. I don't know what he did behind closed doors, but to me, that was a teachable moment for him to educate the young man on how to conduct himself when he gets criticism. Because we've heard Shakur in the past lash out about fans and, you don't like it, don't watch it, because fans be cooking him, saying his fights are boring, or especially that last fight when he didn't really engage with DeSantos, right? People was cooking him, man, like, like I said, there's a difference between boxing and prize fighting. Boxing is a martial art and skill set. Prize fighters are in the ring to entertain, they're in the ring to win. But not only win, entertain, so that people want to continue to see you fight. People don't want to see you fight if you're not exciting, and if you tell fans, hey, you don't like it, don't watch it, you're gonna fight in an empty arena. If you keep talking to fans like that. It was the same thing I used to say years ago about that load management shit. They're not respecting the fans, man. People that are spending their money to buy your jerseys, that buy the ticket sales, that buy the, hit the concession stands, things like that. If fans don't come to the game, there's no money in the league. Who's gonna buy your jerseys? Who's gonna come to your home games? And all of that shit adds up. And for fighters, you need viewership in order to survive in the business of boxing. And if you're not getting the viewership, anybody can say, like, Jay Prince said, we got big viewership because we had big numbers. It was a free fight, man. The fight was on ESPN, man. And if you had the app, it was on ESPN Plus if you like mobile, but you didn't really need the app because if you got ESPN, even on your mobile phone, even though ESPN is $5 or $10, whatever a month, there was no pay-per-view, so you didn't have to click on anything to watch the fight, but just turn on ESPN. So, it's supposed to get that type of views, for a free fight. And that goes back to my point I was saying before. It's not enough of those free fights to build these fighters up. Now these fighters, they want pay-per-view status the minute they get a big win, or, the minute they record get 10, 11, and 0, I'm ready for the big dogs. But, Tyson fought 15 times in 1 year. Something like that. Like, it's just, you probably never see those days again. But anyways, back to the sensitivity. That was supposed to be a teachable moment. He was supposed to tell the young man, look, it's okay to play the villain. You can clap back at him. Something like, he could have said, hey, man, you know what? How about celebrity boxing? Y'all show us some excitement yourselves. Could have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because that's not being disrespectful or whatever. That's like saying, hey, let's see what you guys got type shit. I think he could have came out like that. But I feel like, when I listened to him comment on Roy Jones, I think Roy Jones gave him a little bit of criticism. But I didn't really listen to it, but it sounded like Roy Jones wasn't, cooking him. He was just telling him what he did wrong and how to fix it. And, he was like, well, that's the criticism. Like, he has to like what he's hearing, because if this comes off, he didn't have a thick skin. And like I was saying in the previous video, you can't be, sensitive, man. So yeah, Cameron Mason, they have a show. So their show is an entertainment show. They talk about sports and things like that. So yeah, they're gonna cook you. When you fuck up, they're gonna cook you. And you gotta wear that, man. Like, you gotta be like, yo, you know what? Alright, y'all got that. I'll do better. You could have said something slick, like I said, and left it at that. But to get personal and disrespectful and take it other places they don't need to go, and you guys are entertainers, anything that happens is gonna come back to you. Use your brain. On top of that, use what they did for you as a platform to market yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just, hopefully, Mr. Prince has that conversation with him. But I don't think Mr. Prince should have inserted himself into this by making the tweet or post that he made or whatever. I thought that was a little uncalled for. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that can further escalate a situation to more than what it is. And the sad thing is that the only people that suffer are their supporting cast, the guys that surround them, the goons, like my cousin said, these goons, they can think for themselves, yeah, but they're yes men niggas. A lot of these niggas is just there on strength, and if they're told to do something, they're gonna pop, man. Like, so 9 out of 10, those be the ones that suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, next thing I was talking about was us arming the youth, and part of that goes into that conversation with the entitlement. You can't say nothing to these dudes, man. Some of us older brothers are like that too. We classify everything as hate, and when you don't like something, it's hate. It's not hate. I'm just speaking about something that I don't agree with. How is that hate? Hate is me not liking you, wanting you to fail at everything, wanting you to get hurt, wanting everything to go wrong for you. And that's not what I hear a lot of us do, like Tigger, Kwame and none of that. We might cook you, but it's not hate. You don't know. I don't know you to hate you. You know. But when these kids are growing up entitled and not being held accountable for things that they're saying and doing, because whenever you discipline them, they get away with it because you can't really discipline them. It's like all these bums and homeless people that walk these streets. They're not saying they ain't walked the streets back in the days, but what I am saying is dudes is putting hands on dudes, man, for being around. Like, you couldn't just be outside, like, fam, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Or you don't want to leave, boom, bop, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That was it. You gonna get off the block. You're not finna be standing in front of the store back. Like, none of that shit was going on, man. All this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had beggars on the train and shit, but all these homeless niggas wilding and all, it wasn't doing that like that. Not back in the days, man. They just punched me in your face, B. Like, they ain't come outside unless they was coming to get something or go somewhere. But in this day and age, everybody, you put your hands on them, hate crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, these little niggas, you tell them something, you know, they don't want to hear it. And when I was a kid, you know, dudes just put hands on us, man. Older dudes are, you know, rough, like, yo, look, you gotta be tough out here. You gotta have thick skin. Like, say you grew up in Brooklyn. I remember back in the days in Brooklyn, niggas air fry you. You come outside with anything funny on, you look dusty, anything like that, and you was getting roasted, man. You do that now, that's bullying. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids, like I said, they're not held accountable. And then what happens is, all we do is arm these young kids to do dumb shit. Instead of arming them with books and trades and computers and skill sets and knowledge, we offer them guns. We give these little kids guns, man. 13, 14-year-old kids. Some of them be 12. You know what I mean? Stop handing these kids weapons, man, like that. Because they're not being held accountable. And then on top of that, you're teaching them the wrong methods of how to deal with life. And a lot of these guys use these kids as shooters, throwaway dudes. And these kids are ruining their lives before their lives even start. So, you know, I don't it's, you know what I mean, like, I wish that our gang leaders and just the elderly brothers, myself included, because everything starts at home. Like my cousin said, he had made a good point. You know, we got to start that at home, and then he's right. If we not at home teaching these kids, you know, proper etiquette, discipline, teaching them how to persevere, then guess what? We're failing as parents, man. And they're not going to grow up learning how to be accountable. We're not holding them accountable at home, and then they're not never going to be held accountable. You ain't going to never be able to tell them nothing. And then they're going to and this is why our youth is the way it is. Lack of accountability. You know, and we got to stop this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has got to stop, man. But hopefully, you know, I want Jay Prince and Macy Cameron, man, straighten that out. Shakur, you know, those are our brothers, man. And you know, yeah, they cooked him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he feels like they talk down on him, like they, you know what I'm saying? There was just, and he has to understand it's entertainment. It's entertainment, man. Like, they're rappers. You know, and they said, you know, they said to me, it's not, I'm not on anybody's side, but I agree with what they were saying. Hey, if I'm selling a rap album and nobody like it, I can't chase people down and get mad at them. I gotta wear that and keep trying to enhance my craft, you know? Listen, my books went double wood. Two-Face, Good Friday. I don't have a machine behind me. I was selling my little books in the hood and stuff like that, you know, and I got lazy with it. I gotta wear that. I can't be mad. You can buy my book, because I put it in front of you. Yo, fam. Some people are gonna like you, some people not. And no matter what you do, man, you can be the nicest guy on earth, man. Some people will like you, some people will not like you. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. And I was listening to Paul Feinbaum, you know, Mr. SEC guy, man. They need to get his ass off TV, man. He's just like, his takes be so biased, man. Everything's about Georgia. He was crying about Georgia for like the last 8 years. They kept losing every year. Then they finally won some championships. He looked right. And, you know, he's back on the Georgia bandwagon. He's arguing with Mad Dog. And Mad Dog's trying to tell him, like, yo, it's going to be tougher for Georgia to win with 12 teams because they're going to have to win extra games. Yeah, but he thinks just because the SEC team, they're just going to beat everybody. That's not always going to happen. And he tried to change it at the end, but we ain't going to win every year. But like I said, but it's going to be easier for them to win, and they can throw away a game or two, and they can stay. Yeah, the more games you lose, the lower you're going to be in that seed, and the more games you have to win. And you know, Georgia's definitely a powerhouse team, but the Paul Feinbaum, he's like saying, you know, Shakur Sanders and Shedeur Sanders and Deion are nothing to college football. Like, they put a lot of attention to college football, and we already know what that is, man. You know, some brothers that, like I said in one of my first videos, particularly when they were playing last year, you know, I did the video why people hate, you know, Deion and you know, other entrepreneurs and stuff like that are brothers. And it's like, you know, they never want to, you know, when we start influencing people and getting the followings, we always, you know, it's always backlash behind it, you know. So it's like when you listening to people, when they start actually doing something and they getting a following and they're out there in the forefront. That's why I don't listen to a lot of dudes. I listen to a lot of guys' information, right? But I don't believe in you till I see you out there on the forefront. It's like my man should say, yo, we Muslim. I gotta pray. I gotta do a salat with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta see some action, man. That, you know, he was like, you know, he looked at brothers like, yo, we ain't in them ranks together. I don't know if you're a brother or not, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that saying, every brother ain't your brother. But, you know, I need to see you in them ranks. And once we see it, when I see them brothers in them ranks, and they on that forefront like Malcolm X, the reason they clipped his ass because of his influence, what he was saying, what he was doing. The same thing with Martin Luther King. He was leading the charge. He was out there in the trenches, man. You know, a lot of us, we just on YouTube running our mouth, and a lot of us ain't in them trenches, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really helping your community? How many jobs you help people get? Can somebody come to you and say, hey, I need help getting a job, man? Can you help them with that? You know what I'm saying? Because just being in the community don't mean you gotta gather everybody around you, but your influence matters. And a lot of guys just be on here talking, and, you know, you don't really see the work being put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're setting up platforms and they look good, but you don't see the work being put in outside the platform. Where's the rallies outside? Where's the anything which, I'm not saying that you have to do things for people to see, but people will talk about the things that you're doing. Like, you know, if you know what I'm saying, are setting up things that community centers, or are you involved in programs that are helping the youth, not just you showing your face saying, hey, I'm down with this program, but you actually out there in the forefront influencing people. This is why they got rid of those type of guys, man, because they were out there in the battlefield. They were going to jail. They was getting, you know what I'm saying, beat on with everybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they had the influence. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just behind computers, man. Me, myself, and everybody else, we just behind these phones and computers. And you know, we running our mouths. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with us preaching the message. That's why I said I do listen for the education. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, man, I know, you know what I'm saying? I can tell, like, you know, and I'll even support you. I'll support you till I see you do something outside that character that shows me otherwise of your character. You know, like, I've seen guys change sides, man. Like, I've seen guys support certain people, and then when a check comes to them, all of a sudden that support dies. They start talking about the next guy, and you know, you don't hear them speak about their previous videos. All that's null and void. You hear them talking about the next guy all of a sudden. Same playbook LeBron uses in the media, man. It is what it is, man. You know, but that cooking his, so he did that to his son, man, LeBron. To switch topics, you know, he did that to his son, man. And you know, his son got aware of that, man. And if, like I said in my last video I just posted, they, you know, only one's gonna suffer is his son, man, because they gonna cook him, man. He can say all he want, you know, you don't hear it, he hears it, man, and it hurts, man. Nobody wants to, you know, be called trash or, you know, and people making memes of you and, you know, things like that. But, you know, he did that to himself, man. Did it to himself, man. You know, he did that to his son, man. Like, you put him out there, and, you know, I've heard him speak up for his son as he should, but I never heard you speak up for Darvin Ham. I never heard you speak up for what's my man coach there? Frank Vogel, David Blatt, Mike Brown. We can keep going, man. Russell Westbrook, D'Angelo Russell, Kevin Love, Chris Bosh. Like, he was cooking these dudes, man. Even he speak up, man. Eric Spoelstra. Never heard you speak up for these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, he, like I said, he'll be like, yeah, I don't got nothing to do with that. Like, you're not speaking up and taking the accountability. And that's why I said there's a lot of us older brothers and younger brothers, and it's trickled down to some of these young brothers, but this lack of accountability shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even some of these jobs, you know, they do the Peter pay for Paul shit. So instead of, like, if somebody's fucking up in their area, why would you bring it up in a meeting? You know, guys gotta, you know, make sure, you know, in your area, you know, I found some dust on some of the floors. Instead of you going to the person you found the dust from and pulling them to the side, you ain't gotta publicize it. Pull them to the side, yo, man. You know, I found some dust in your area. You know, is everything okay? Are you able to complete your task? If not, you know, you need some help, let me know. You know, you can always talk to me. We can figure this out, you know. But yeah, you know, I found some dust here, there. You know, it was a little excessive. Like, it hasn't been done in a while. You know, that's how you handle that, man. To me, not now. That makes that person be accountable for that now. But when you don't say shit and you wait till it's a group of people and then you announce it, hey, man, you know, I found some dust in some areas. You know, guys, make sure you guys are, you know, taking care of your dust. And now, I know I dust my area. I know he dusts his area. But this person don't dust. And instead of you pulling that person aside and holding him accountable about bringing it up to him, you bring it up to the group. So now the whole group is like, damn, but my area is tight. And now you're allowing that person to slip through the cracks. But now you're making people feel like, damn, they micromanaging, like, why is it, you know, why you not? And then what happens is, you make a mistake, they come to you, you know, your area was bad today. So it's a little selective, man. And it's not right. Accountability, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just name this video accountability. Because it's a lack of it, man, in today's society, man. You can't tell nobody anything without them calling you a hater, disparaging words and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't argue with LeBron fans no more. I'm a LeBron fan at the job. When they mention LeBron, just walk away. He's too fanatical. And it's only LeBron fans like that. I'm a Magic and Kobe fan. If you say Michael Jordan's the best, I'll agree with you. I'm a Denver Bronco, right? I love my Broncos. If you come to me and you say, hey man, who's the best quarterback ever? I'm not gonna say John Elway. Is he up there with them? Yes. Do I think he's better than Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes? No. I can't give him that. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Montana, nah, I can't give him that. I can't give him that. You know, I can't say Kobe's better than Michael Jordan. I'm not gonna. It's not disrespecting because Kobe's 1B to Jordan's 1A. But at the same time, we know Jordan was better than Kobe. Like that's universally known. You know what I'm saying? It's like the disrespect they do to James Worthy. Or, you know, calling the Lakers a duo. They had James Worthy out there, man. Like, I didn't see James Worthy get a finals MVP. I didn't see him leading them in scoring. Kareem was old. But yeah, you know, lack of accountability, man. That's what it is, man. Stop arming these little niggas. Arm them with, you know, these little kids, right? They're gonna fight. All right, cool. We don't need to arm these dudes, you know, and we don't need to be sending our kids on penitentiary missions or death missions, man. Because all you're doing is lining them up. Instead of lining them up for a college degree or a trade, you're lining them up for a jail cell or a coffin when you do that, man. And even some of the older brothers, man, like I was saying, like dudes that got kids and dudes that join these groups and gangs or fam, half of these dudes ain't gonna do, majority of these ain't doing shit for you when you go to jail. You just gonna be a shout out, yo, that was my nigga, yo, my son real, son banged out. He was real, right? He's sitting in jail, probably facing life in prison, and he's never gonna see his kids grow up. That's real, right? For some dudes, it's probably not even gonna go check your kids. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna make sure your kids is in a great school, go to college, none of that. But you're gonna give my wife $100 here and there. You're not replacing me. And we don't think about that shit, man. We don't think about the lives that we are ruining when we make these decisions, man. Stop arming these little young niggas, man. We gotta teach them better, man. Like my cousin said, it starts at home. Like I have to do the best I can because I've been in the streets. You know what I mean? I know, you know, people that know me know I came a long way. The way I am today is nowhere the way I was 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, man. Like, but I've came a long way. I've matured mentally and reinvented myself to distance myself from being in the streets, even when it comes to hanging out. I was a day and night street dude, not anymore. I think about my kids, man. I think about them first, my wife, my kids. You know, yeah, it's easy for us to go out here and get wild. It's harder to go home and be with your kids, man. And you know, you gotta cherish those moments because they only come once. So with that being said, I choose to, you know, make sure my kids are provided for, are safe, and try to do my best to be a father in their life. That's not saying that if shit don't go down, I won't get busy. But at the same time, I'm trying to distance myself from things like that. And as a friend, and I'm gonna say this, friends, right? A friend is somebody that has your best interest, man. Friends don't put you in positions where you're going out to make a penitentiary move or a coffin move, unless it's absolutely necessary. Like a nigga fucking with the kid, nigga did something to his wife and kids, something, you gotta go. Little petty beefs and all that shit, man, that, yo, fam, look, man, I'm never gonna put my friends and family in a position where they gotta choose me or their family. Your fam come first, man. I'm not even involved in no shit like that. I deal with it on my own, my nigga. Now, if we happen to be together and shit pop, that's different. But I would never try to involve my boys in some petty bullshit, man, that you could probably walk away from. Because the majority of these arguments and fights and shit that we get into, we can walk away from it and just take the L. Like, yo, look, all right, you got it. We choose not to, man. But anyway, man, we choose to do dumb shit and land in prison, and then we want to regret it 5 years later. Damn, man, I shouldn't have did that, man. Yeah, I did some bonehead shit, man. Got my man locked up. That nigga wife and kids out here, you know, struggling to pay their rent. You know what I'm saying? Now she got to get 2 or 3 jobs. Now she can't, you know, be out there, you know, to really be around her kids like that. Next thing you know, her kids are misguided. And next thing you know, the cycle continues. Nah. This has got to stop, man. And it starts at home, man. It starts within our mind. Everything that's created on this earth came through our minds, man. You know, the earth was a place, a dwelling place for us. And everything was provided for us here to survive. Everything that's been made since then came from the human mind. So if we can be this great mentally to do all to build these buildings and aircrafts and space stations and all of this shit, cars, airplanes, then we can be smart enough to not make bad decisions, you know, by, you know, killing. The law says in the Quran, you know, killing somebody unjustly is like killing the whole humanity. That's how bad killing is, man. So imagine somebody with mad bodies and they never repented to Allah. I feel sorry for your soul, man, for those who believe. But, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, we gotta do better, man. But anyways, man, I've taken up enough time. Many Face Publishing. It's time for me to get up and get myself ready. And I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.